Today marks Thanksgiving over in America, so we thought we'd get our resident film expert in to tell us the very best films all about the celebration. And of course, another episode of Kent Film Club tonight on KMTV right after Kent Tonight, where earlier I caught up with Deacy to find out what influence this holiday has had on us over here in England. Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Now, of course, today is Thanksgiving, something we don't really celebrate over here in the UK, but for many Americans living here in Kent, they'll be celebrating it, maybe joining their family virtually like you're joining me now. But tell me, what's the best Thanksgiving film?
I was giving this some thought because you may remember last year we were talking a lot about horror around this time of year, and a film called Thanksgiving, which was directed by Eli Roth, and it pays homage to the roots of the Thanksgiving tradition with all its Puritan ethos and the way that capitalism, which is seen as the villain of the piece, has destroyed that. And it uses violence and religion as ways of trying to understand the sanctity of family and the importance of the Puritan Thanksgiving tradition.
I was looking at some of the films today and some of the key moments. There's Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Rocky, in Spider-Man 2002, Peter Parker, he's late to Thanksgiving dinner. That's a part of the movie where it's that transition between Act 2 and Act 3. It's also in The Blind Side as well, where he doesn't actually even know what Thanksgiving is, and it's the first time he's experiencing that. So it seems that there's these real themes, I suppose, quite similar to Christmas. That same sort of coming of age, homecoming, that romantic comedies are often centred around as well. But how do those themes differ from movies about Thanksgiving or with Thanksgiving scenes in them to then the Christmas celebration?
That is a really important question because I grew up seeing films sent like Planes, Trains and Automobiles, which were set around Thanksgiving where there's a big turkey. And I thought this is indistinguishable from the Christmas festival. And I think the crucial thing is that from an American perspective, it's about the colonies, it's about the first American settlers. And I think that you find films like that always put family first. Nobody's Fool, a Robert Benton film from 1994, is a remarkable, very small-scale film with Paul Newman, Jessica Tandy, set around Thanksgiving. And that's where you have an estranged family. How do you have a couple who've been separated or divorced for many years? You know, is there a moment of reconciliation? Do they go their separate ways? Thanksgiving is the moment. In so many films, it's the way that it prioritizes family in a way that I think for us, we see Christmas as doing that very thing. You know, almost like Thanksgiving kicks off this notion of what are the values that we hold most dear, and we take that through with us until December.
Another key way, and slightly different actually, way it's translated into British culture, of course, Black Friday. It comes straight after Thanksgiving and it originated from America, of course. And it was actually, I was researching just today, described the chaos of the day after Thanksgiving by police officers, they said, with all the shopping and the traffic. And then a lot of people just started using the term and it sort of kept going throughout the years. I suppose that's one of the key things that us Brits have taken over because we love a bargain.
Yes, and that's the irony about Thanksgiving, because, you know, we always talk about Christmas and it's a time when the shops are closed and family is there. Of course, online, people still make their purchases over Christmas. But there is that thing that we hold dear, which I think is true of both Thanksgiving and Christmas, and where Black Friday, ironically, is sort of confused, muddled up with the very celebrations that we're talking about. And yet, of course, they're commercially laden. But we buy things for family. You know, that's the thing about Christmas. You know, people say sometimes, oh, Christmas has become commercialized. But why do we buy gifts? Who do we buy them for? We do it for the people who are close to us, the people we love.
Interesting chat with Chris and, of course, Kent Film Club on right after Kent Tonight.